Welcome to the Triple Barrel Podcast.
I do not trust a motherfucker that is an alcoholic. That is number one no.
Yeah, functioning doesn't actually mean functioning.
Well, I was just telling Dylan in the car right over here, right? Like, the old man who taught me how to drink, he had told me, he's a professional drinker because he makes money while he's drunk, right? He all day he might be sober, but when he's making money, he's just sitting down with people in a business meeting closing deals, right? Mm-hmm. And he's drunk. A fine liquor, you know. And so it's like but he made the distinction. It's like there are drunks, there are alcoholics, and then there are people like me, professional drinkers, right? And I was like, but that just sounds like you're like a really good alcoholic.
Yeah, you are.
And he's just like, functional or whatever. My life sustains. An alcoholic, his life stops. A drunk, he has no life.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so
He's
it's
a
like,
professional at every level.
professional at every level, right? There's some guys who can do it, some guys who can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit. I smoke weed a shit ton. I'm surprised I get as much stuff as I do done as I do, right?
Yeah.
Some people aren't as fucking just disciplined as me. I can't imagine somebody else who's... I'm sure Bill Clinton became the president off of getting high. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look at Seth Rogen. You know, how many things does he produce every single year?
right.
You know?
Right. But Seth Rogen is...
Well, and this is where I feel like this is
he's inundated in the community, though. Well, I wouldn't say that before that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's not necessarily like everybody has their vices. Even people that go to church.
Of course.
They go to church too much.
The
They don't have any flavor to them.
Right. They're like
You know?
Ned Flanders type cat.
Yeah, they're just bland ass people. And so they do that. And so, like, what was I saying? What were we talking about? Oh, it's like you either have that drive to not be that or you don't. It doesn't matter about your substances.
Yeah. Your vices aren't going to keep you from being the person that you think you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, your vices are going to exasperate those things. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, I know I've been on, before I started smoking weed, right? I was on stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, you're talking about high school talent show, trying to get on in New Orleans, trying to get on before I was 21 in Knoxville, right? And then after I started smoking weed at 21, okay?
Right.
And so after that, I'm on stage high 90% of the time. And the 10% of the time is when I actually have a show, right? And I like want to focus. I want to use all my brain power.
Really? You see, I don't change it up.
Nah, dude. Like, I'm a fucking... That's why people tell me the other
Is you saying
day...
that you always go on stage high?
That was probably like our first 4 or 5 years, right? And then at a certain point, I'm gonna be honest, I got jealous. My homie, I just called him the other day. My homie Mike Pablo, he was a fucking monster at comedy in Knoxville, right? He's almost at the same level I feel that Mason King is, right? Just naturally good at comedy. Like,
That man just reads the room. I swear.
He's
just
a show.
ebb and flows.
Well, see,
with
Mason is a showman, right? He moves his body.
Yeah.
Mike Pablo is not like this. He's a straight up standing one spot guy. Tell fucking jokes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even that was so hot fire. I might have had a BB gun. He had 2 twin Glocks with fucking 40 cals in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was shooting them things. He still has jokes now to this day that I remember that I tell horribly to people. Do you know what I mean? That's how good Mike Pablo was back then to me. But upon meeting him, I was like, oh, okay, I can't, if I'm serious about this, I gotta, not be high all the time. And so I would like bring blunts with me to the spot, to the open mics or whatever. So the moment I got off stage, I can smoke, right? But then it's like, I would try to not be that way sometimes, but it,
Right.
bad habits.
I keep a couple good vodka sodas in me. And
well, drinking is different from getting high because you have access to your brain when you're like 2 drinks in. When you're high, you be forgetting shit.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that like when you're drinking, it's a little easier to like flow into something, because like you're cognitive, you're just a little bit like
you're looser. We all know
exactly. Yeah. But like when you're high, you're just like, okay, like what was I doing again?
Right, and this is something I take seriously, almost like a job. So why would I be high on my job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though most folks get high on their job.
Well, I was about to say I can't function like when I'm like working after I've smoked or anything like that. So I will not smoke and work at the same time. As soon as I get off the work.
Why would you mix it? Like, that's the thing. Someone hit me with that the other day. Like, why would you go to work and try to and be high at work? It's just you want to relax after you're high, right?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. And then he was like, drinking at work, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You might be jollier, but that's short term. You can't do that long term.
Yeah,
because that's when it becomes really easy to be.
Well, especially if you're driving a fucking forklift. We used to have this dude that would have his drink on the forklift with him.
That bold?
Yeah, Benny.
But he was whooping that thing, wasn't he? I bet.
No, he was trash.
Yeah.
He was trash.
Oh wow.
He was trash, and they caught him sleeping on the sofa at the front office.
Jesus Christ.
In the middle of his shift.
Well, at least he would sleep on the sofa, not on the forklift.
Yeah, but I mean, he just curled up on the sofa and went to sleep.
All right, too drunk.
I've been on job
They
sites
caught
where
him in the
guys like
rafters sleeping one time too.
Damn.
Yeah, damn. At my old job at EM Printing, my homie who got me the job, Anthony, you know, right? Yeah, my homie who got me the job. The dude before he got hired there, was a driver, and he got fired because he was drinking and driving. Like he was delivering loads of paper, and supposedly the guy was doing the job just fine. You don't lose that job without doing something egregious, right?
Right.
And then I guess he delivered some paper, and the man was clearly sloshed, like maybe 6 beers in. And then when the customer called the company to tell him that, right, the man hadn't even thrown away the beers in the truck. You know what I'm saying? Like the empty beer cans and the one that he was still working on was still in the.
That's a fucking horrible thing.
Yeah.
When you got the evidence in there,
Right.
like what? How low in your life do you have to be?
Bro, throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Something. If you're doing something bad.
Like that's like almost wanting to get caught.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, do you think that was like a bad day, or do you think that was something that he'd been doing consistently?
I heard that's normal for that, for that cat. I never met him. You know what I'm saying? That's
well, there's a lot of people that in the country that drive around drinking beers and then toss it in the back.
Yeah.
And they have the cooler in the bed. They reach through, grab.
Right.
They got their beers.
Right.
And they're drinking light beer all day.
Yeah, that is so real, dude. You know, in Texas, they repealed that law, drinking and driving. As long as you're not drunk.
Wait, what?
I think so. Someone told me this shit, like.
Someone.
Yeah.
Who's this someone?
I was in college, right? I mean, look.
You were in college, and it was forever ago.
Yeah, it was not forever ago.
John has found the elusive they.
Yeah, they. Let me see. Drinking and driving in Texas. I'm pretty sure.
And that's crazy because the speed limit in Texas is 80.
I'm sure look, in Texas, a person is legally intoxicated, may be arrested and charged with a DUI. Okay, well, that's not it. You can't drink alcohol and drive in Texas, period.
Okay, yeah. That sounds...
Is it New Orleans? Maybe they...
No, New Orleans is definitely illegal, too, because I remember asking that to the Uber driver that was, like, taking Chris and I around.
Yeah, there's no reason for that to be legal.
No, I mean, like, because you're literally just asking for
trouble.
Okay,
wait. It's legal to drink and drive in Texas as long as you're not drunk.
Where? What's the statute?
Well, yeah, but that's everywhere because it's .08.
No, it's not. It's not legal.
When you say drink and drive, you mean drink alcoholic beverages?
Yes. Open container.
Yeah, you can drink and drive in Texas as long as you're not drunk.
Right.
Or okay.
So you can have a beer and then
or
go
driving
down the street.
Probably.
Yes.
See, that's the move. If the drivers open container kind of sucks because the passengers want to drink.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
It's like, come on.
Please do not open that in here.
Yeah.
It's always an Indian cat. Please do not open that in here. Please. It's not the rules.
That's so annoying. You're like, dog, look, I'm about to down
follower
it.
or the Indians?
What?
Sorry, I was like the rule followers or the Indians. Yo, when I was in New York, there's this fucking like service called Juno that's basically like local Uber for New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all of the fucking I used it like 4 times, and each time I had an Indian man named Muhammad that drove a Nissan Altima. Each time.
Indian?
Indian. I know.
How many Indians are named Muhammad?
I know. I think it was just a common name they threw up there, so not to use a real name. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most common name in the world. Just use Muhammad.
Actually,
right?
yeah.
Okay, like it's a good cover if anything. It's like naming your kid James Brown. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You know? But these motherfuckers are dirty, bro. I'm not saying dirty as in like smelly or unclean, but they were non-ethical. Because I was so my homie was like, yeah, Uber could be expensive. Use Juno, right? Juno will get you there considerably cheaper. So I downloaded it, and I wanted to get from my homie's apartment in Brooklyn to my aunt's apartment in Harlem, where I was staying at the time.
Okay.
Use the app. Me and my cousin.
What's the distance for that? Just for people who don't know.
I don't know. It's not far. I mean, New York's not wide. It's not that big. It's probably like going from my house to Cordova in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? But
so maybe like 20, 30 miles.
No, that's too long.
That's not okay. Yeah,
so that's a far ass way, John.
10 miles it's like probably 10, 15 miles. I mean, not that far. And so me and my cousin fell asleep in the car, right? The Indian man wakes us up. He's like, "You're here. You're here." And we get out just like, and then we're like, "Bro, we're not on 120. We're nowhere near. We're like on 160th." The man drove us into Manhattan and just dropped us off. He literally went over the bridge, drove us into Manhattan, and then dropped us off.
I could totally see that happening in New York.
Definitely,
absolutely.
And so
did he like kick you out?
Well,
no, probably was super nice about it.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm talking about he knows that we were asleep. I told him that we were from Tennessee, from out of town. Blah, blah, blah. Fell asleep. He's like, "Sir, you're here." But, "Oh, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it." You know, I was polite.
You tip.
What? But that's your fault. You fell asleep in the back of someone's car.
So, someone's got to be awake. At least one
that
person.
Is your fault.
I know it. I'm not saying that it wasn't my fault. I take full responsibility.
You deserve that shit.
I'm just saying that. Would you expect to be dogged out by your Uber driver?
No.
Exactly.
I always expect that.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what is this motherfucker up to?
So you worry about everybody's angle, man. I think everybody's altruistic. I'd be thinking that folks trying to help me out, but clearly it wasn't at this time.
It depends on like what the vibe is when I get in.
The dude seemed mad friendly, very friendly Indian man.
And you said you had to schedule this beforehand too, right?
Yeah, right. Picked me up, dropped me off, and then look. Okay, the second time I used it, I was like, okay, maybe the last time was a fluke. Yeah, I was like, yeah. I told my cousin, we were asleep, and nigga tried to get advantage of us. He did, right? Boom. Now, second time we used it, we were leaving the Bronx, coming to Harlem again, right? Okay. From my from my brother's house to my aunt's house again. Did that shit. The man tried to stop again, mad early, but then my cousin was like, "Nah, cuz this is 130th. We got 10 more blocks left that way." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said like, nah, dude. It says in the app 125. What are you doing?
Keep going.
What are you doing? Like,
I thought I was gonna get these guys again.
Right? And it was the whole different dude. I'm sure they had notes in there. They had notes like suckers. Like these guys are suckers. Yeah. Hate that shit, man.
Dude, we were trying to save money when we were in New York for New Year's, and we stayed in New Jersey, and we were coming back over from Barclays Center, and just going from Barclays Center to like our hotel in New Jersey or whatever. It was probably like maybe 5-6 miles or something like that. $300 to get there during surge. That was less expensive than the Uber. We were taking a green dot cab. The Uber would have been like
600.
It was like $350 from the point that we were at. Then, like you said, the altruistic Uber guys or whatever. He's sitting there telling me as we're like driving. He's like, "Oh, well, if we would have done it from here on Uber, it would have been $500." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks for taking $300 that I don't have."
Right.
It's just like dude.
I don't remember shit being that expensive. It was never that expensive for me when I went.
New York City.
Yeah.
When'd you go?
I don't know, 2016.
Well, no, I'm saying like what time of the year? Because again, I was like New Year's surge,
Summertime.
Yeah.
Man,
and did you go across the bridge? Like, were you staying?
Yeah, and it was that extra fee.
The $35 every time. Yeah,
that's fucking ridiculous,
dude.
Yeah,
but we have different sensibilities. That's all it is.
Yeah,
we have different sensibilities because I was with my brother. He was like, "Don't tell these folks excuse me or thank you. These folks don't care about you." And I'm like, and I saw it. No one has pleasantries, right? No one has common courtesy there. Like, no, real shit. I was there for 2 weeks.
Dog, I was there.
For 2 weeks in every borough. You can't tell me.
Dog.
You can't tell me.
Dog, you tell me there's not nice people.
No, I'm not saying there's not nice people. I met a couple old people. I can tell you for every rude person, I met an equally nice person to help me. Right? I'm not gonna say that there's no nice New Yorkers. I'm not gonna say that. What I'm saying is that here in the South, if we had that many, we would think there's an epidemic or something.
Yeah, well, see, like when I went to Philly, you know, like when you order a Philly cheesesteak, like they're like,
no, it's a cheesesteak, not a Philly. I'm from Philadelphia. It's a
Yeah.
cheesesteak.
Whatever.
If you're in Philadelphia, it's a cheesesteak.
okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That so there's rules like that,
Exactly.
right? And they shit on you if you take too long
Literally,
or whatever.
walk to the back of the
Yeah,
line if you
right,
don't
but-
know it. Yeah.
Right,
Like-
social faux pas. Type
Yeah.
shit.
I guess I got him on a good day because I was like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna say this shit, and then I said and he goes, "That's cool, dude. Go on."
Yeah.
And I was like, that dude didn't give me any shit.
That's you. Maybe your energy dude was like, yo, I like this kid.
Right.
Whoever it is, I like this.
Let's not fuck with them. But also, like again, if there's a line backed up and you don't know what the fuck you
Yeah,
want,
there was no line.
that's the issue. If there's a
But
line,
it wasn't like I didn't hold anything up.
Right,
I was
right.
just like, I don't want to say what you want me to say. I'm going to say it my way.
yeah,
Of course. But you know, some people are just rude to foreigners anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's
See,
And
that
that's a
doesn't make
naturally
sense.
Philadelphia thing to do too. You know,
be rude.
What?
Be rude.
be obnoxious. Like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That is the thing. Like for real. Like people like again. When I moved from Philadelphia to Memphis, I actually got sent to the principal's office a bunch of times for not saying yes ma'am and no ma'am and all that shit. Because back when I was in Philadelphia, it was considered sarcasm. So I would
Yeah.
get spanked for saying
Yeah.
yes ma'am and no ma'am.
Yeah.
You went these fucking bizarro old like where am I?
Dude, between that and then the 3 different ways to say pin, and pen.
Pin?
There's pin as in like
P-I-N.
yeah, the pin that you put on your shirt, and there's a pen like a writing utensil,
Right.
And then there's a pig pen, and they all sounded exactly the same to me when I came here. So
pen,
they
pen,
thought that I
pen.
was dumb and that I had to like repeat like first grade or some shit because I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Wow. Damn, Dylan.
Oh, did you have to repeat the first
No,
thing?
no, my parents told me like
You
no,
should've.
he's not dumb.
You just can't understand what the fuck y'all are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I moved from Miami, I had that problem too about yes ma'am, no ma'am shit. I hated that.
Dude, it's fucked up.
Yeah, but you know,
Because again, they again like that, and that's like it's a different mentality when you're in like New York versus being down here. It's like the threshold for niceness is like a lot higher here than it is there.
Yeah. I don't know, but they have Minnesota nice.
I guess that's true.
yeah, but that's
You know.
that's Midwest. That's not
I mean,
NYC. And they have Denver nice too. People in Denver are mad nice. I think it's just
That's
a
true,
vibe
yeah.
shit.
yeah, people
vibe.
in Denver are
It's
cool.
a vibe thing. I don't know. They just look over at any given time. They see like the Rocky Mountains, and then the weather is nice, and then
yeah.
a girl with a fat.
I wonder if
girl
it's
with a fat
because
booty.
y'all occupied those spaces. So like you said you're from Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have a more jaded view on it because you don't live there anymore.
No, absolutely.
And
yeah.
you know, you get what I'm saying? And like our views on Memphis crime is it's fucking horrible because we see the shit on the news every day.
Right.
You know, other people might think of Memphis as, you know, Beale Street and think like, oh my God, it's the best street ever, you know, best city ever.
Right, it's the city of the blues, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
But like we know better.
Oh yeah,
You know,
But I
like
feel
our
like-
fucking
yeah.
I still like
politicians are shitty.
I still like my city though.
yeah, but I love it too
Yeah.
because I think it's a perfect size.
Right. It's a
But
big ass town. That's what it is.
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna talk shit. I've been trying to get out of here since I got here.
really,
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
So
a-
where do you
It's-
want to go?
I want to go out either to DC or Los Angeles. Like I need something that's bigger. But like when
Yeah.
I went to New York, I was thinking that I'd be able to do that like now. But that's too much for me now.
Bro,
you know?
Yeah.
LA is not too much for you. That's fucking
No, actually,
hellhole
LA.
of a
So
city.
LA is like if you take New York and you like cut it in half and then like put it next to itself, that's Los Angeles. Like I mean, obviously not in population density, but in like city size and stuff. So like you take all of that density and you spread it out. You have a lot more area.
Yeah, but then you talking about your commute is fucking dumb.
It's beautiful though. All of it out there. You get that nice sea breeze everywhere.
Yeah,
you get the
well,
mountains. You
That's-
get
but that's
everything
That's
out in
you
Los Angeles.
enjoying it as a tourist visiting, and then oh look, the traffic is horrible, but I love it here. I'm
Yeah.
sure anybody there would be like, "Yo, that shit wears off in 2 weeks, and you got to be on the 405 2 hours earlier than you got to be anywhere else."
I learned that, yeah, because I did a lot of work
Maybe,
out there.
but maybe you also learn what streets to go down.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
because
and-
I worked with a dude that was from LA, and in the warehouse, he moved all the way from LA to Memphis to work in a goddamn warehouse.
Damn.
Crazy shit,
Right.
and to do inventory.
I hope he got a raise. Shit.
No,
Fuck.
like, but his dollar went a lot further.
That's true. That's true.
You know?
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
then he lived in Mississippi too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, because baseline rent out in Los Angeles is like $2,500 for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
1 bedroom.
Yeah, so like he always had roommates. He lived alone now, and he was like 40.
Oh yeah, his quality of life. went up.
Yeah. And but like he said, like once you learn to navigate, like you're good.
Yeah, and that is like kind of a mentality in California too. They always have this well, if it's 30 minutes before or after, it's whatever,
Yeah.
That's everyone has that vibe. Like again, when I'm like running out work orders or whatever, and like I got to be there exactly on time, and I got to call up every other one, be like, oh, fucking traffic is killing. Don't worry about it, man. Get here when you get here.
Yeah.
All of them.
I think that's a symptom of the place. Like everyone is like the weather is amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like you wouldn't get that in Boston. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people would
Well,
fucking-
again, another place is notorious for having assholes.
Well, what I'm saying is like the time I was in Boston, I was like, it's dreary here. I can see why people are assholes because it's not nice here. I was like, I was on a street.
Chicago too.
I was on a street that was a regular street paved, right? And then they had a cross street that was cobblestone. I'm like, yo, niggas still got cobblestone out here?
Yeah.
But Philly does.
Yeah, Philly does too.
Yeah, but
Independence Square.
Maybe that's why folks is still mad. They ain't got no
No, dude, that
right.
shit's dope. I mean, you think
It's really
about
cool, yeah.
you think about how long that road has been there. Fucking
Yeah.
we have
for
to
300 years. I'm cool.
We have to change our fucking roads like every 5 years because our roads aren't as good as those.
As cobblestone roads.
Yeah.
Is it? It can't be that much better. Like
I mean, it's just permanent, and it's like the force is.
I mean, I think
spread out.
You could also argue that there's not a lot of like cars that are driving over the cobblestones a bunch too, because those are like a lot of the sealed off areas. You're going again like
you're
Independence
right.
Hall type areas.
You're right, and it was
know?
mostly wagons and shit.
Right.
It's a different type of different.
Yeah.
type of
It'd be
But
like saying
still-
like Colonial Williamsburg like gets the
I
same
wonder
amount of
how
traffic
we
as the
should
highway.
Google that. How long did they have to like repave cobblestone?
I have no idea, dude.
It's got to be like
Because they would probably have to chip that
because
shit up.
tar has got to be like 7 years.
No. So in Philadelphia specifically, because of the temperature changes that it goes from being like super like cold, and then when it heats up, it cracks all the pavement.
Yeah.
So they have to repave like every year.
Yeah. Dude.
Damn.
You imagine that, Bill? Man, could you imagine have a tar company in fucking Philadelphia?
There's a big thing.
I
out
bet
there.
there's one motherfucker just running that bitch.
Right, we can go in
No. So that's the thing. So like they have the
They're
same way they have
union.
snowplows. They actually have contractors that'll go out and literally just hook up whatever they
That's
want
what
to
I'm
onto their truck.
saying. Like,
You know?
fuck.
I thought about that as a hustle here in Memphis. Just
What? A
snowplow?
snowplow? Hey, dog. Good luck.
as a contractor.
You can be one of the 5 that Memphis has.
Well, listen to this. A good way to get rich is to provide a service or product to a municipality or government, all right? And so Memphis, like a lot of major cities in the South, have a problem with potholes because of the water and then the fucking lack of
Semi trucks coming through here all the time over that bridge too.
well, that I can attest to that. But also, whatever the natural cause of potholes is, we don't fix them fast enough, right? New Orleans is full of potholes. Jackson, Mississippi's full of potholes.
It's trucks.
Huh? It's the trucks.
Right, transportation
Yeah.
hubs.
It's just the weight of the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and not to mention again, like same thing with the weather. Like Memphis is built on one of those like artesian sands or whatever, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah,
it
that's why
heats
we
up.
don't have skyscrapers.
Right.
right.
That shit could collapse.
Right.
I think there's a way. I want a skyscraper.
Fuck a skyscraper. I'm thinking
Put the
about.
pyramid higher, you know. Just make the pyramid
Pyramid.
into like some like huge skyscraper
Pyramid
thing.
needs to go back to being a multi-use venue, bro. Like wrestling, the pyramid would be so fine, bro.
The FedEx Forum made sure that would never happen.
The Forum,
They probably did WWE all the fucking time.
they did. They used to do all the pyramid was the big venue place, right? But also it was like rinky-dink enough. I would imagine that anyone could get it, not just the Grizzlies. But the Forum is reserved for only serious acts, like fucking Bono would perform at the Forum. You feel what I'm saying? Like Chappelle Chappelle would perform at Orpheum, which is a massive theater. But
I want to say there was like a New York Post article that came out last week that was actually talking about the Memphis Pyramid being like that crazy fish story or whatever that happened, like of how it got made or whatever. Yeah, the whole Bass Pro, like he had to catch a fish, and that was like how they decided the deal or whatever. But they interviewed a couple of people about like the people that used to play in it before it got shifted everything to the FedEx Forum, and they said that when Penny Hardaway was like playing in there, he would actually have like a home team advantage, and everyone that he was playing with, all the Memphis players would have a home team advantage because of the way that the sound would travel into the tip of the pyramid. It would reflect back down, and it would sound like a train coming at you whenever the crowd would roar. So no one else would like know that this huge loud sound is coming, and then the crowd would come out and then like they'd freak them out.
Yeah.
So they'd call it like the Terror Dome or something like that.
Word.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fucking pyramids, man.
Yeah.
And then the same thing. Same article mentioned that crystal skull that used to be at the top of that thing too.
I didn't even know that crystal skulls were a thing outside that movie of Indiana Jones and Shia LaBeouf.
There's a legitimate secret society here in Memphis that runs some kind of energy flux or something like that. And it's actually documented that there was a crystal skull that was on top of the pyramid from the point that it was made up until like it was around the time that the Grizzlies moved to the FedEx Forum is when they took it.
Damn.
Yeah, and because there's some supposedly like a curse on the Grizzlies or something like that, like for the next few years or something.
These years?
Yeah.
They're doing good now.
Well, not now. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was after that.
Then? Oh, yeah, we were fucked then.
So they did something to make it better. But like that was one of the things that they mentioned though, is that like there was a bunch of acts that were trying to play that venue before it closed down because they loved it because of the acoustics, because of the sound, because of the vibe, all of it, you know?
Huh. Look at that.
Damn.
Music nerd Dylan strikes again.
Yeah, sorry.
No.
No, I didn't know that shit.
No,
I saw
either.
that was my first concert. I saw Faith Hill and Tim McGraw.
That's one of the ones that they say it broke a lot of records actually.
Really?
I think Tim McGraw came back to that venue like 8 times or something like that. And I think that specific show they said like sold more than like he had ever sold before. Like the Pyramid was somewhere that broke records, man. Like they say that actually the one thing that made the most money for Memphis like ever was the fight that happened. It was that
Tyson?
fight? Yeah, Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, right?
Yeah.
They said they had more celebrities, they had more national news people that were here, they had more like just people that were spending
and see
money
that's
in
a
the city.
badass backdrop against the Mississippi,
Right?
You know, at nighttime.
That was the idea.
The Pyramid is still a fire ass location. I don't see.
Why the fuck is it a Bass Pro?
I don't understand how did they stop. How is it because
They drained them for 10 years. They towed the deal along, saying, "Oh, okay, well, we'll see if we'll do it next year. We'll see if we'll do it next year," just to see if Memphis would actually acquiesce to the deal. They towed again for it was 8 to 10 years or something like that, and then finally, the only reason that he actually pulled the trigger to buy the Pyramid for Bass Pro was because he was on some fishing trip, and he was like, "Well, if we catch a fish today, then I'll sign the deal." And they caught a fish today that was like huge, so they signed the deal.
with Bass Pro.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So you're saying that the owner of Bass Pro and the city of Memphis were in continuing talks, and then
the only reason that the guy at Bass Pro decided to actually buy the Pyramid was because he caught a huge ass fish that day.
omens.
Otherwise,
Dude,
they would have
how
kept
badass
towing the
would
line.
that be to be like, you know what, fuck all this money. Let me go.
Catch
Let
a fish,
me
yeah.
go gamble with fucking however many billion
Right.
or million.
That was
How much is
probably.
it?
No, they probably talked him down a lot under $1 billion.
Yeah,
again,
because that's not worth it. Yeah.
well, and
So
they
Bass Pro
they had
owns it
so
now.
What
many
is a
things come
building
in
like
and
that
out.
worth? Like
That's interesting. I
$100
don't know.
million?
I would say more than that.
How much is a?
Because you get first of all, not only the cost of the production and the build and stuff inside, right, but location.
Right, on the river,
You know what I'm
and the
saying?
entire asset that you have, like the property, you know?
Yeah, future potential.
Man, I've been saying they need to make that thing into an LED fucking advertising billboard, you know?
Oh, the
make
outside
the
of it?
entire thing just kind of like a spinning
That would
LED thing.
I would fuck up the mood of downtown. What do you think?
It'd make it look like fucking Vegas. What you mean?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Like if you had the pyramid and the pyramid was all lights, like up
250
and down the
million.
entire thing.
$250 million.
Wow.
So $250 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What were you saying?
I was saying, so what if they put the pyramid into a like an advertisement? So the outside of the pyramid, instead of that big like Bass Pro and Ducks Unlimited thing, if the entire thing looked kind of like the bridge, you know, how the bridge has all those lights on it, they kind of change color. But if you were able to kind of like put like Ducks Unlimited in like the LED billboard sign and then spin it all the way around the pyramid, you could have advertising going there all the time.
What we should do is just, you know,
Pitch that.
summon
Broker the deal.
summon the ancient Egyptians and
There we
put
go.
halos
Crystal
all
skull.
around it.
There we go.
Of LED strips that is just advertisement.
We got to broker this deal, guys. we gotta get this deal done. Look, if we just get 1%, we're all rich.
Yep.
Yeah.
1% with perpetuity. Make sure you ask for perpetuity.
Perpetuity, right?
Yeah.
Can't forget the perpetuity. They're gonna give the contract back. It was
I
like,
don't even know what perpetuity is.
forever.
Means you're making money off it. Every time someone sells advertising, you're getting a cut of it. It's like a royalty.
Forever.
It's one of those Shark Tank words.
In perpetuity, forever.
Yeah.
There's no way to get out in perpetuity.
That's how they say, like, in perpetuity. Oh, that sounds like a good deal. Here, take this loan at like 1% with perpetuity. You know, because everything that you make after that, you're going to give me a cut of. Everything.
Yeah.
They did that to Britney Spears, famously.
That's why she shaved her head. Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't just like a part. It was like 100% in perpetuity.
Damn.
Yeah, she's fucked.
Damn. I definitely didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sad.
Yeah.
I would.
Supposedly she's a slave. Like this contract she signed, she's a slave to her manager and whomever else that she signed to.
She fucking looks horrible.
Wait, didn't she have like some kind of like permanent residency in like Vegas or something now?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck she got. I just know that you're right. She does look horrible.
Yeah.
And she signed a bad deal. So she can't do nothing as Britney Spears ever without someone taking all of her money.
Damn. Can you just change your identity and just say fuck this?
Actually, yeah, she would have to. She'd have to go as a different persona. She could do that.
Yeah,
actually,
like Prince did, like
the artist formerly known. Yeah. So he turned himself into that symbol.
Yeah.
Actually, that's literally what he did to get out of that contract deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfuckers, bro, that record industry shit is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm not a musician. But
No, but still, I mean, that's
Dude,
what I
could you
majored in.
imagine, like you know how good a laugh is. Could you imagine how writing a song and somebody singing the words back to you as you're singing it?
Dude, that's like that Gabriel Iglesias shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like the fluffy, all that stuff like that.
What?
He's done that. You know what I mean? Like
he sings songs?
No, I'm
he's
saying
saying that
he has jokes
that people
that'll
fall
actually
back
be
on.
repeatable like that. You know,
Oh.
because
Yeah,
you can
but
smell it. you know?
but that's the thing about comedy though. Like people know that special because they watch that special. He's not going to perform that set ever again, folks. That's the thing about comedy, bro. It rots.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jackson does a special in 2020. If he does those same jokes in 2021 or 2022 when his next special comes out, all of his fans are going to feel robbed.
Well, you know, I will say that this is the one example I think that isn't true is because it was Gabriel Iglesias actually. He did at the end of like his last special, he said, "Okay, guys, you already know everything, but we're gonna do it anyway," and the whole crowd like cheered and loved it and everything. But again, it's because that was the joke that set him up for everything else that came afterwards.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It'd be like Dave Chappelle going back and doing another joke like that.
Yeah, but you know that's the thing about comedy, man. It's a fucking puzzle. Like I can't tell you. But I do know that it's damn near impossible for anybody else. Like fucking Jim Gaffigan couldn't go up there and do the same.
The Hot Pocket thing.
He couldn't. I'm telling you, they know it. We love it. We might even want to hear it one time, right? But you can't do a tour during the same old jokes.
Right. Yeah,
It's
you can't do a tour. But so when we were in Denver, you know how they have that radio station that has the comedy radio station?
Yeah.
I'd be very curious as to how those royalty payments get paid to all of those comedians.
Sure, just like music,
Well,
ASCAP and shit.
Right. So it gets recorded like through some service that they have to turn over to ASCAP.
Right.
But so that would mean that it get like.
But see, I'm sure those guys that are on the radio station just have albums or tracks or whatever. You know what I mean?
They would. They'd send them digital tracks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not anything different as like the system in which people get paid is probably the same. It's just that the art is different. You know, like.
Well, and then again, that's why I'm saying that like it's not. It's something that can be repeatable. Like not really like again like on tour, like you're saying, but like when you have a punchline, like because you can smell it, or like because of the Hot Pocket or something like that, like something that is recyclable.
What's up, motherfucker?
I'm just saying.
Well, that's more like a catchphrase, not like a.
But it's something that you can play over and over again, and you can get paid for over and over again as it's repeatable. Dude, this is what I'm trying to do with the streaming services and everything like that, you know? Like, I'd love to get your guys' routines and put them in on a radio station that get played, you know?
Yeah, but that, I would imagine that we would need to have it recorded and registered first before we even get it to anybody else. And why would they accept?
I mean, technically, yeah, unless we had an agreement like between you guys, like, okay, we're just pushing shit out there for free, you know?
Right.
I mean, if we wanted to. But again, like, I'm not like trying to take advantage of anyone. So.
No, I know that. I'm just saying it's, you know, like, you know what the bad word is in show business? It's not the F word, it's the E word.
I thought it was no contract.
No.
Verbal agreements.
It's exposure.
Oh, yeah, I fucking hate that shit.
The E word is the bad word in show business.
I hate that shit.
Not.
No, he used to tell me that
word.
all the time when I was trying to do like different DJ work and shit like that.
I'm
man.
sure I've been hit with exposure. Somebody had told me that. I can't remember what old comedian was like, don't ever get paid in exposure ever again, man. Get food, get something, but never get paid in exposure.
Right.
Beer.
That's true.
Cash.
At the very least, get some experience, like real, like behind the scenes, like stuff. You know what I mean? But don't do something for free though.
The experience is gonna come, right? If they wanted you there anyway, they'll pay you. Like, I can't pay you $100. I'll pay you $25.
Well, I mean, like doing like an internship or something like that. You know?
That's exposure. I don't want exposure.
At some point, you got to get your foot in the door, though.
I agree, but you can't. I know.
Yeah,
that.
but that's how like shows work. Like if you go, like they don't pay people to be on shows like Ellen and shit, right?
No. I don't
Actually,
believe
no, they go
sometimes.
to promote.
Sometimes they do have booking fees. Actually, like so, like if you want like a certain guest on that, like if Colbert wants to book like a certain guest that night, and like they don't want to come on, like okay, we'll give you $10,000 to come on. They'll do that.
Right.
That's a contract. You're appearing for 15 minutes.
That would be dope.
They do it all the time, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Rappers do it with walkthroughs. I mean, like it's.
Now,
they do it with concerts, and then they do one song, two songs to fraternities, and then they leave.
That's a walkthrough. That's not a concert. It's like there's a distinction in that. Like, it happened to the club I worked at. Like, it just like you said, like an appearance fee.
It's like a PR event, yeah.
Yeah, like an appearance fee.
Yeah.
So like Project Pat came to the club I worked at in Knoxville, right? He got paid for a walkthrough. I don't know what he got paid. I'm sure the owner, he was bitching about it the same night. So it's significant, right?
But you know how many people are going to come in as soon as they hear Project Pat's going to be there?
Bro, it was fucking turned.
Right.
We had a line around the corner. We never had it before. But
he didn't even have to actually be there. They just had to say
he was there.
I'm just saying, like in order for the line to show up.
To my window. I was in the kitchen working with the wings, right? He was standing in the back waiting. And they started playing his shit. He walked to the front and he performed 3 songs, right? And he literally walked from the back to the front of the stage, rapped 3 songs, and he actually rapped them, John. He actually performed them. You know what I'm saying? So DJ, bring that back. They didn't hear what I said. You know what I'm saying? Bark. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so he performed 3 songs legitimately. Yeah. But at the end of that, he was done.
Yeah.
And so that
sounds like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Well, it was just a fucking. What I find out later is that's a walkthrough, because a concert is fucking 2 hours. You got an opening, middle act. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I would say depending on if you're the headliner, middle, or
yeah. So like you have an actual performance in a venue. This was a walkthrough,
right? I'd say that shit would be cool. I know. To your point, there is an agreement that they have.
Jackson, so we can get paid for walkthroughs. I'm vowing it right now.
Yeah, no, but if you have a book to sell or something like that, though, like they'll say, okay, well, here, we're not going to pay you because you can like make money off your book to sell. You know?
Yeah, but that's different.
Especially if you have like a million people audience.
Yo, like that's the thing. I've been thinking about this. Yo, it's like
I don't know. Do you want to sell appearances? I don't know. I feel like
we sell a product.
Take money to show up someplace.
Yeah. I feel like my take on that is like, and this is gonna sound like it's weird because I think about this a lot and it's contradictory. Is like I don't think I would want to be super famous. Like I don't think I would want to be
Dane Cook.
Yeah,
Dane Cook was super famous.
He was.
I don't know. I don't know personally know if I'd, but I would like to be rich through comedy.
Yes.
And see, but the problem is you have to put yourself out there.
Not necessarily. Like we talked about this last time, right? Just like in music.
Did we?
Well, yeah, a little bit. Just like in music, there's well, I think maybe not on the podcast, maybe me and you talked about it in person at some point in time.
Okay.
But there are other avenues within the industry itself that you don't have to be the main guy to be
Successful.
paid. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there are songwriters, there are staff writers for shows. You know what I'm saying? Like there are guys who only. I'm sure, and I know like I told you this before.
Yeah,
like,
but I don't want anything but stand up.
I feel that, but see, like that's the hardest road. Like you're playing the game on hard mode at that point. You know what I'm saying? And like I fucks with that, and that's what I want to do too, right? Like, but in theory, I know that I might have to act. In theory, I know I have to like, all right, I gotta have to write some scripts. You know what I'm saying? Like sell a movie one day.
And I mean, really, what's the difference between that and writing
like,
jokes?
I don't think being well-rounded, which is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just strive for. I want to be like people say, like like in sports.
I don't think that's bad. I'm not saying that's bad, but like acting is not. I don't want to.
I don't care. I don't fucking care about it. I hate that shit.
Let me ask you
I hate
this.
actors.
If someone came up to either of you guys and was like, look, I want to turn you into the next Seinfeld based on your jokes. Like, you don't have to write anything more than your jokes and we'll create the show around you. Is that something that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, but
I try it, but sitcoms are dead. And
Yeah.
then, like,
Oh, Quibi, dude. Again, like it's coming back. Little 7-minute slides or whatever.
Oh yeah, the fucking Reno 911. My
Dude.
my homie's a cop, right? He's a fucking sheriff's deputy.
It's hilarious.
He's a good friend of mine. He just sent me the fucking clip from the black dude that plays in the show.
Yeah.
Right. He runs up on scene, and a woman is like, "Yo, there are kids in my pool," right? And he goes, "Oh," he's a white lady, right? And he goes, "Oh, let me guess, they're black kids." And she's like, "Yes." He goes, "Lady, just because some little black kids want to play in your pool doesn't mean that you got to call the police." He's like, "They're drowning." He's like, "Oh no, little black babies, no!" And he runs off.
That was so perfect.
Right, I was like, "That is a hot scene," right? And it was just fucking 2 minutes.
No, it was less. It was maybe 60 seconds.
was
maybe.
No, it's
No, for that one little clip. The whole thing was maybe 5 minutes. Right?
Yeah.
But that one little scene right there, dude.
My homie sent it to me on
maybe
Twitter.
a minute.
I was mad impressed by it. Here, I'm gonna send it to you. It was 20 seconds. Here.
Okay, what's going on?
Look, there's some kids in the pool.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Let me guess. The kids in the pool are black.
Yes, they're black.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Kids that are black in your pool are not bothering you, lady. What are they doing?
They're drowning.
No! Black babies! No, black babies!
Nah, it's just a clip. It's fine.
Yeah.
what
Name? What the name?
name or
Theme direction.
do we want to free ball the conversation every time?
I think what Dylan was trying to suggest earlier in the text thread, because he called me before he sent the text, right? Is that we need to have a certain amount, so like we can just talk because we're all comfortable with each other, right?
Yeah.
That works every single time.
But
And
just having like a
and I think
roadmap
this
or something.
And I think this is what podcasting is. I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Like white, black, from news to comedy to music. You know what I'm saying? Like I started watching one on skaters, right? I saw one where they interviewed Bob Burnquist and Tony Hawk. I was like, oh shit, I was interested and I listened to it and it was cool.
Yeah.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
And they're
But,
just
like,
being real.
they're just talking regular. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And old boy has like maybe a series of questions that he's trying to loosely follow, but that's an interview. This
Right.
is not an interview. This
No.
is just a what I'm saying, a casual conversation amongst whatever. You
Right.
told me you don't want to do news, right? I fuck with that too because we're not news guys. We don't really care about that shit. You know? And so, but we can talk about things that have happened.
Right.
That's real.
So current events different than news?
Yes, because news is reporting the news. You have a responsibility as a journalist to report it fairly and unbiasedly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why Fox News and MSNBC and CNBC, CNBC's the business one, MSNBC, they have a tilt, and that's not really news. It's it's like
They're spin zones.
it's news entertainment.
Well, they call themselves commentators instead of journalists or something.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Well,
Right.
while real journalism, niggas on BBC, you know what I'm saying? Your local news guy, he's
Yeah.
out, interviewing the gang member who just got shot or whatever. Like
Right.
that's real news. We're not doing any of that, right? I have friends who are journalists. Like I understand
Yeah.
the difference. I just want to talk about some things that happen, right? Like
and that so like that's normal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
right, okay, and then like I think just having a list of things that we want to kind of talk about, or that has happened here recently in our lives, or that would give us some kind of framework. Because the conversation we've had thus far, besides this point right here, this has been our only
Meta conversation, I guess.
well, no, you mentioned this earlier. I want to theme it. I want to name it.
Yeah.
Right. That has been our only checkpoint for our conversation thus far. Everything else has been natural.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so I think if each of us have 2 topics, whether it be current or not, it would give us each. You remember, you can play racing games, you get speed boosts.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get you through the next
Right.
checkpoint. That should, I think. Wow, I'm sorry, this fucking drink. I think that's what we should do.
No, I agree.
Wait, what do you mean? So just
So
He's saying, like,
just theme wise, like we either have topics or don't, but we don't have to rely on them. You know what I'm saying? Like just like what we're doing right now, the whole naming or theming our show is natural because it's the only thought point that we had to talk about that we established. We didn't, and besides the story about your sister, we haven't really established any of the talk points. We just sat down and started talking. You started adjusting the levels. Right. Conversation flow naturally, and that's what I like about this, right? Because it works.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is do we want that?
Yes.
Or do we want to steer that?
We can do both.
So I guess is there anything that you want specific? That
No,
you feel
I'm
like you're
just
not
wondering.
getting? Yeah, okay. Because I personally, again, like we've talked about this before. Like I'm down to mix content. Like that's all I want to fucking do, man. Like I want to try to take you guys and give you like something of a malleable shape. You know what I mean? That you can work with. But whatever you guys want to do, I'm
What do
down
you mean
for.
by that?
He just wants to like right now we have no product. Dylan can make it a product for us.
Right. I'm just trying to give you guys a fucking shape. You know.
No.
But right now that it's amorphous, you know what I mean? Like you guys are like a blob. So like we're just trying to figure out how to kind of like give it some edges to like give it some concrete like definition, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if we just put like Jackson's story sister, whatever the stuff we want to talk about on the wall, and then we're like, anytime we hit a lull, then we start hitting the topics. And that
that's where my job comes in. Where that's where I was saying like you kind of rail the conversation into something else because again we transition into something else new. Okay,
right. As a producer or the dude who's handling all this,
right? Or I can like make some like stupid like like sound or something like that, and like we can make a cutscene or something. You know?
Yeah. Well, and then that's where I thought like
segments would come in.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. But you see what I'm saying? Like, but you think about any time a show or kind of like programming is done, right? Either at a high level or a low level. There are segments after the natural conversation is being brought out.
Okay, so you want to try to do like again like we'll do the natural conversation as a I wouldn't call it
appetizer,
like a polylogue, you know, instead of
polylogue?
a monologue. Instead of monologue, it's not a monologue. It's one person,
yes,
you know.
Yes, slick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Polyamory.
That's not what we're doing here, bro.
That's not what we're doing.
Because I know what
good Breaking Benjamin song, but no.
I know what words mean, and amory means love.
Yeah,
I like y'all.
Yeah, not like that though.
Right.
You know what I meant, motherfucker.
But we're being recorded. Just because I can decipher your fucking caveman rattlings doesn't mean the rest of the world can, bro.
No.
I'm a caveman whisperer.
Yeah. Well, I popped in at that, and I was like,
Maybe that should be the name of the podcast, The Caveman Whisperer.
That's ridiculous. That's a good.
No.
That's
Because then that I feel like Geico has shit on cavemen so hard.
Oh yeah.
Well, and that was a failed TV show too.
No. Geico, not Guy Code.
No. There was a TV show called Caveman.
Based on the Geico caveman.
Swear to God.
Oh God.
Had like a pilot. That's
sorry.
about it.
I'm sorry, Dylan, for even doubting you, man. Okay, well, you know what? What's the movie called? 3 Guys and a Baby?
Sure. What did I think about? I thought of something the other day, and I was like, "That's a good ass."
What is it?
But I can't remember it. It was one of those things I didn't write down.
That's a motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have said it, but I did.
Right. That's a motherfucker right there.
No, it's all good.
But see, like, I think naming it, like, unless you just want to, like, we should name it like a law firm. Like, what are our last names? And then, like, the initials. So it's like, you know how they do, like, Esquire, ESQ, like, if you're a practicing lawyer or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, like, well, we're practicing podcasters. So we put, like, professional podcasters or whatever, right? So it's like supposed to have, you know, the joke, PhD. It's like, I'm a doctor, or you have a pretty huge dick, or I have a pimp and hose degree, or whatever the case may be, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is Maness, Ellison, Miller, CPD, right?
That's a mouthful, man. That
podcast.
especially for a new discovery.
Yeah, I
you
know.
Like
I'm just throwing stuff out
there.
there.
No, go ahead.
No,
yeah,
but
see if
I
the shit
like
sticks,
I like the theme of it would be it would be. I get that.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah,
is
something,
dope.
something super official, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
okay,
saying?
okay,
Like, if it's not all our last names, it could just be what J-E. What is it? Is M-E-M?
No, it's not doing initials.
No, I'm just saying.
Not doing initials.
No, I'm
We're more creative
than that.
We're more creative than last names and initials.
Man said, stop it, John. You're better than this. No. I won't let you fucking put the pipe down.
Or shit. Pick it
So
up at
I
least.
thought, well, this is, and
MEM works though.
so I thought,
I'm just gonna say it one more time. MEM works.
As a Memphis theme, maybe, but like that's not what the podcast is.
well, so what I kind of thought about is what we've talked about before, right? And it's not like we're not crazy wild, so we don't want to have like too wild of a sounding name, I think. And then but like I like the idea of like Memphis Comedy Outlaws. Like maybe in different words.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or like Outlaws of Comedy Memphis. Like that kind of shit. Like
I see your.
Do you want something
where
geographic,
we're
like
steering
Memphis
it
for sure?
towards our stand-up,
I see your
right?
vein. Right.
And because we're controversial, and if
You and I individually, yes.
yes,
Dylan, not so much.
yeah, but you get what I'm
I've
saying.
said some shit that shouldn't be
But, like-
repeated.
But like,
on,
I mean,
on our last podcast, I definitely said some shit that shouldn't be repeated.
what is it? Fucking. What are the two 90s rap labels?
Death Row. And,
Death Row and fucking Bad Boys.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
You want-
what are we trying to portray
you wanna
ourselves
I got-
as?
stamp
I got
it.
you. Okay,
You
has
wanna stamp it like hard.
Murder City Comedy?
Murder City Comedy?
Well, no.
No.
Nah, you don't think?
No,
No.
because we're not the murder capital of the world no more, and I don't want to claim that. And
I guess
also,
that's true.
and
Yeah,
also,
because
look, we're not,
honestly,
and
I'm
also,
not-
we're not local, bro. We're not local.
Okay.
We're international. We're intergalactic, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I know, but it doesn't hurt to have a stand. Like, it doesn't hurt to.
you can rep your shit all day
Yeah.
without calling yourself the Memphis stuff. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying in different words.
Okay.
Like, what do we have in you know, like.
You know what? Oh man, that's
Saying like Blue City Comedy type stuff, but nah.
No, because like you don't want to stand.
But not even comedy. It's like if we're naming our band, what is our band named?
Right.
When Motley Crue came up with that dude held Motley Crue.
Did you watch that movie? Did you watch
Yeah,
that?
I did.
That's a hot movie. My homie.
But that's what I'm saying.
my cop homie brought it over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I haven't
So
seen it.
like, if we're gonna fucking do it, we gotta do it,
Right. Hard.
and we need to have a fucking
hard ass name.
Yeah,
3-6
it-
Mafia. type
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah,
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 3-6
yeah.
Mafia, like.
Yeah.
But are we gonna display 3-6 Mafia was overwhelmingly violent?
Oh,
That
I
is
know,
not me.
I know.
Right.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Dylan, you know history, right?
A little bit, yeah.
You know
sure.
history.
No.
Okay, when and this is when I just watched a fucking documentary on Netflix about Caesar, right?
Okay.
When Caesar tag team with the other two guys, they became the triumvirate, right?
Right.
Like a triple head that brought Rome to new heights.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the Caesar became power hungry and they had to like murder him that Rome went up and then down. Like they brought the peak.
I like the pyramid theme.
They brought the peak and then one head got too big and brought it down. I don't want to give it. I don't want to bless it with that type of blessing.
No,
right?
no.
But I'm like
Something along.
like Detroit had the Bad Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like there's Jordan and Pimpin. What triple team out there
Yeah.
that's notable? The big three for Miami. I don't know. Fucking the Ninja Turtles. I have no idea. Well, those are four, right? But
Yeah. I didn't know that was 4.
yeah, it's
I don't think we should go for anything like the Rat Pack yet.
No, I mean, look, there's every. I look.
With
I
the
know.
Memphis Rat Pack, is that what you want? Like
I know, no, but that the Rat Pack was deemed that they were given that
Right.
name. They were just hanging out.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, is that not what we're doing though? Just hanging out,
yeah, but what I'm saying is that the media gave them that name,
right?
right? Like we're trying to name ourselves. It's almost like Ocean's 13. It's like, what's the name of your robbery group? We're just 12, 13 guys. We don't have a name.
Yeah.
We don't have a name. We're just 13 guys.
Yeah.
And so the A team, you know what I'm saying? That they had they had a thing. the Avengers.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. So like what?
And something that's marketable that like
that sounds good. That can be
that's quick. That's a quick logo.
right.
You know, easy to print.
I feel like again, like I'm imagining triangles and like pyramid shapes in my head again, just because of the whole Memphis theme.
Well, we can do that for a logo, but we're talking, what's the name though? What's the name though? Was that far away sounding?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name though? You know, like fuck it.
Why don't we?
No, let's focus on that as it comes together. You know what I mean? Like, because otherwise we're gonna have a major lull in the whole conversation.
Oh well, but I mean,
we have to talk about it anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So,
Are we
okay,
gonna-
here,
because-
And I guarantee you, Dylan, people
are
would
we
like to hear
gonna
this.
release
That's
this?
true. That's
People
true.
would like to hear this.
Yeah, but I feel like
No,
these
this
will
is-
be clips that you.
The first 5, remember? We're banking the first 5. If we like each of the 5 episodes, I like the first one. Did y'all like the first one?
Yeah.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're listening to ourselves, but it's like, okay, I wasn't bored listening to this, and I played for my roommate, right? And he sat there for the whole 45 minutes and listened to the podcast. That was like, he laughed, giggled, Jackson's hilarious, blah blah blah. Dylan's ridiculous, blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
you and Denzel have a fucking weird relationship anyway, right?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like that. It just from watching his expression, from listening to it, it was like, okay, and he's stringent. He doesn't just listen to anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like something's there.
Yeah.
The name is important. I don't know, but what else we got to talk about besides that?
But you got like the Blues Brothers. You got shit like that. Like I think. Oh wait, we're trying to.
No, we still
keep
trying to
going.
name it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. Keep it going.
I'm saying, so like the Blues Brothers, you want to have
What,
have
the
like a
Jokes
theme?
Brothers?
No,
No.
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying.
Right. You want a fucking cool ass name.
Actually, Jokes Brothers doesn't sound bad. You know,
don't
as far
sound
as just
bad,
a
but it's
marketable
not-
hit.
but it's not
We're
great,
not the
though.
fucking Jonas Brothers.
No, well, I guess that's true.
what it
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like.
That is.
yeah.
Jokes Brothers. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we make funnies.
I can't say that word.
Well, but I mean, if you market it like a Mario
Can you
Brothers
bleep
type
stuff,
thing,
Dylan?
you know?
Can you bleep stuff?
Yeah, I can bleep stuff.
Yeah,
Bleep.
but you don't want to because he might miss one.
I know,
You
right.
think you miss one or
Miss
no?
one? What? What do you mean?
A bleep.
Oh, a bleep.
Right, because I want to say. Can you bleep this?
Don't
just-
bleep it.
Bleep it. You gotta bleep.
Why?
You bleep all.
Why?
Because like if you say the N word right now and not the N word, all right, we have to bleep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so okay, so.
But like, what? So, what kind of trouble did you get in when you were growing up? I got into dumb shit trouble.
I was super mischievous, bro. I would like plan things with my little group of friends. Like I wasn't like.
But how many? So, like, did you get suspended?
No, smarter than that, bro.
You didn't get suspended?
Never.
I got suspended for skipping school once, but it was the only time I ever
Never.
got caught.
What?
Never, bro.
How, dude? I got suspended all the fucking time.
I
in
skipped
middle school.
class.
And then freshman year, I got suspended a bunch. And then sophomore through junior.
I was on optional transfer at White Station. If I got suspended like twice, I would lose my optional status and I have to
That's
go to
true,
Melrose.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. You went
and
to
I'm-
White
but-
Station?
Dude,
Yeah.
White Station was like number 7th in the fucking nation with that fucking program, man.
At the time, yeah, we was
Yeah.
tip top, and I had to test into it twice, bro.
Yeah.
Like
It was competitive.
When I left White Station Middle, they're like, "Yeah, you're supposed to automatically get in, but here's a test."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's what the chick, she went to White Station. She did that.
oh yeah, optional transfer, that shit real, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's so real. But man, type of trouble I got into, like, but that's the thing. I tried. I used the thought.
Okay, so then what's the
Type of stuff I did though.
so? But then what's a good way to describe optional transfer? Because it's almost like do you ever feel out of place when you do shit like that, or did you feel at home at White Station?
I felt at home because
did?
even though that, you know, my peers probably didn't know that. They probably, anytime I told anyone that was not my friend, my close friend that I lived in Orange Mound, they didn't believe me because of just my mannerisms. Or you went to White Station. Why would you don't live in the hood. That's bullshit. Right? I was like, nah, Jack. Like, I used to take the bus here and the bus stopped busing here. So I started riding my bike. And they're like, yeah, you do ride your bike here. We all know that, right? Like, I get
I
this.
didn't know, I didn't know you rode your bike for a long time.
Bro, 10th
Damn.
and 11th grade, I rode my bike to school. 8 miles back and
blows.
forth, Jack.
Dude, I just remember dropping you off a little while after that, yeah.
Who was it that had the fucking it was Cody Henderson.
Mhm.
We're not friends right now, but he was nice enough to fucking he had a pickup truck. And he didn't live in the hood, but he lived in Midtown. But he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going that anyway. I'm going that way anyway, bro." You know what I'm saying? And so he dropped me off. He dropped me off with his truck, and I had my bike. And so that's why I started hanging out after school.
Yeah.
I used to not hang out after school because like if I stayed, I got pulled over by a cop on my bike. You remember telling you that?
No, I remember that.
Were you driving drunk, you piece of shit?
No, I'm leaving school, right? I'm probably like high on a Red Bull or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like. I'm leaving school, and this cop fucking, so you know Cherry Road, right? And so it's like a bridge between like Park and Quince or Rose or whatever. I'm going down Cherry Road, right? And then so you know there's like a couple streets that are on the side of them. They're like super nice neighborhoods, like Kings Row or whatever.
Right,
whatever.
yeah. Right
And
where Harding is.
Yes, right where Harding is, because I
yeah.
have two different stories about that same street. This particular time, right? I go down Kings Row, right? Because it's my favorite street. Because it's nice houses, nice wide sidewalks, all that shit, right? And then I hit Cherry, and then I go up Cherry to hit another street to get back to my house, right? Well, this cop pulls me over the moment I leave Cherry Street and turn back onto another side street. And I noticed him like going slow behind me, but the moment I got back on another street, he turned his lights on, and then I didn't pull over because I'm on a bike. I just kept on biking. And then he said in his loudspeaker, "Hey, kid, stop pedaling." Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So I stop. He says, "Put the kickstand down." I do. I get off. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" Like, I have done nothing. I'm talking to him like I'm a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the cop goes, "There's been reports in this area of a robbery."
Are you fucking kidding me,
I'm
man?
serious. I'm like, all right. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to help him out. All right, bro, what they steal?
Yeah.
Oh, flat screens, flatware, jewelry, all that good stuff. I was like,
It's you carrying around flat screens on the bike.
he's like, well, you might have some jewelry or silverware in your backpack. I was like, but I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving. I go to White Station.
And he literally said it like that too. Like you might have this.
Straight up. He did not lie to me. I mean,
Right,
straight
right,
up. Shout out to that cop because he was like, throw me your backpack. I'm gonna check it. If you ain't got nothing, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, but that's not. I told my uncle this. He's like, yo, he can't do that. Like, if you paid any attention to his badge number, we can write him up or whatever. But
Yeah.
and this motherfucker, like, he looked at my backpack at first, and then he was like, "There's just nothing but books and paper in here." I'm like, I just left school.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm in 11th grade at White Station. Like, I'm telling you, I was staying after school for whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Man, whatever, kid," and then dumped my backpack out. Right?
What?
My fucking TI calculator came out. You know, fucking, and then all my papers flew into the wind. And I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, that's all. I start running around collecting all my papers. Right?
Yeah.
And then, like, he's watching me collect my papers. He's like, "You didn't really have any." Like, and he's perplexed.
Like,
You
yeah,
really didn't
like,
have any
what?
fucking silverware or whatever. I'm like, "I told you." And he's like, he put the calculator to give it back to me. He's like, "This your calculator?" I'm like,
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm like, yes, I read it from the library. You could pull the back off. It says property of White Station High School on it, right? And he goes, all right. And he's like, you see this? I was like, this is calculus. I have calculus later, like to do my
Yes.
homework. You know, and the guy was like, all right. No sorry, no nothing.
Was he white or black?
He was white.
The fuck, man.
But right after that, there was like a call, right? And so, like I told you, I had just turned on Cherry, right? So we're like maybe 2 houses into the street, not that far off the intersection. And the cop gets a call, you know, all units, there's a purple Camaro with a
Yeah.
And then we see a motherfucker flying down Cherry Street with a TV hanging out the back. And he goes, "See you later, kid." And just back in his car, and then like busts a U-ing to try to catch him. I'm like, and there are people outside watching, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See, and you fucking wonder why all these goddamn people are pissed off at the police.
Bro, I was
Like,
embarrassed.
Fuck that shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm picking up batteries. The old man came out and like he had caught some of my homework that I'd been flying into his yard. And he was
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, what happened?" And I told him I was kind of like frustrated and like I was mad. The cop didn't touch me or nothing, right?
Yeah.
But he just kind of just
He was just a dick.
yeah,
for no
he
reason.
embarrassed me. I felt like nobody was there watching until
Yeah.
Right.
I looked up and saw that these people outside sitting on their porch looking at me.
Yeah.
That's when I became embarrassed.
Right.
But at that point, I was just like, this nigga just did all this. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't know, man.
That's just fucking messed up, man.
I didn't get pulled over on my bike, but I was on my 4-wheeler in the yard in Germantown,
Yeah.
and I pulled into the cove to turn around and get back in the yard, and a cop drove by as soon as I pulled into the cove, and he pulls me off, And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I just turned around and I got back on my yard. And he was like, well, I saw you driving the street. You know that's illegal.
Is it?
And I was like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially in Germantown, man. Come
yeah.
on,
And he was like,
I don't know about that.
I'm just they pull you over.
you can't drive
like,
you can't drive like certain shit on the streets.
Okay.
in Germantown, cops will pull you over for everything.
Yeah,
everything.
this I know, but I thought a dirt bike or a 4-wheeler would be cool.
Yeah, no.
That shit's cool.
In your yard, yes,
Yeah.
but not in Germantown Street. And I was like 8 years old.
Oh wow.
Damn.
And so he pulls me. I'm the only one. I'm outside just playing by myself, driving the 4-wheeler, you know. And he pulls me off. We go inside, or I have to go get my parents inside. He comes in our fucking house, and he was like, "Did you know your son's out there on the 4-wheeler, all by himself?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, what the fuck is going on?"
Right.
You know. And he was like, "Well, he turned around in the cove," and my dad was like,
Where else is he supposed to turn around at?
I was like, I mean, he won't do it again, you know? And so then he was like, okay, well, you know, I don't, he could, they always threaten, like, you might not get your license till you're 16. And you're like, I'm 8. You know, they always do some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I know.
They threatened me. I was doing donuts one time in a field in my truck, my first car or whatever. I had a Nissan Frontier, not 4-wheel drive, but I was doing donuts in this little park in the back at Poplar Estates Park in Germantown.
Yeah.
And we were like, there was fresh grass all over my truck. And my buddy leaves. We were all doing it. He leaves. Two cop cars pulled down the entrance as he's leaving.
So you're trapped.
Yeah. And so I haven't left yet. And I go, fuck. And he goes. So my buddy leaves. And they come up to us. And they're like, y'all been doing donuts? And I was like,
Yeah.
I did some yesterday. And
These tracks aren't fresh. What you mean?
but it was so fresh. It was so fresh. And he was like, well, we got a call that you in that car with the monster sticker on the back.
Very specific.
Yeah. That y'all were doing donuts in the field or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I mean, you know, we did them yesterday. They might have saw, you know, we were hanging out again today. And he goes, well, you got to call your buddy. Otherwise, I'm going to, like, I think he said tow your truck or something. And I'm gonna have to get a park ranger out here to assess the damages.
Ooh.
Because if you've caused more than $500 worth of damage, I'm
And
charging
you're
you with a felony.
And you're in Germantown.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, if you don't call your friend right now. And I was like, I called my buddy. I was like, dude, come back, motherfucker. And he goes, why would I come back? We got away. I was like, but I'm about to get fucked.
Right.
And
He came back.
and he came back.
Okay.
Really?
And then they made us call our parents, and the park ranger came out. He assessed. He goes, well, it's about $1,500 worth of damage.
Damn.
Which probably, yeah, sod and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Manpower, right?
Yeah, but like, so then they threatened it, and he was like, yeah, you know, if we charge you with a felony, you're not going to be able to go to college. And I'm like 17. That's like the only thing I give a fuck about right now.
Right.
And my dad comes.
You're going to have to be a police officer now.
My dad had been drinking. and he was like, what the fuck? And he was like, all right, well, I'll drive the truck home. And then so we get in the car, and he goes, man, fuck that cop. How were those donuts? And I was like, honestly, I almost flipped the truck. I'm not doing it again.
Damn. Wait, did you guys end up getting a charge or anything? Or
No, they just fucked with our whole day.
Yeah.
Damn.
I already know that. I already know. I could tell you.
You got
10
lucky, man.
I could tell you 10
Yeah.
stories like that, but
Yeah.
that's for a
Shit.
different time. You know what I'm
The
saying?
Yeah.
most blatant racist shit I've ever seen in my life, right? Besides somebody saying the N-word, you know, that's a go-to. You know, you're like, really? You
Right.
know? But I went to go play basketball with a group of black dudes,
Okay.
right? And it was at a white church, Germantown Methodist or something,
Right.
where a bunch of people would go play. And we needed to get the ball out of the storage, right? And so I go up to the counter, Everybody else is in the gym. I go up to the counter, white lady at the counter. I said, hey, we need to get the ball out of the storage room. She goes, okay. And she grabs the key. She walks. And we're walking. We're chit-chatting. And then we hit the gym. We hit the gym doors and, like, go in. And she sees a bunch of black dudes. And she's like, who gave y'all permission?
For real?
Yeah. And I was like, and I said the name. And but I didn't even know the guy. One of my buddies knew the guy, and he was like, "Yeah, he gave us permission." And she's like, "Well, did he give you written permission?"
Damn.
And I was like, "No, what the fuck do we need written permission for?"
To play
you
basketball.
know?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, we need written permission in order for y'all to play." And I was like, "That's fucking retarded," you know?
Yeah.
And so we were walking out, and I was like, man, that lady was a fucking bitch. And they were like, nah, dog, she's just racist as hell.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess she is, you know? And it's a church.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, that shit pops out of people in the weirdest ways, the weirdest times. You know, that's why there's like all these videos online about like
The Karens.
Yeah, the Karens or the random people yelling at people or like
Yeah.
The
stopping
bird watching guys.
But people that don't have, that have short fuses, like, on everybody's racist. You know, everybody will be racist if they have a short fuse. Like,
Yeah.
there's almost like nobody that's not said some crazy shit that they have a short fuse.
Yeah. If they're angry, you're saying they'll say anything out of anger.
Yeah.
Of course, but that's just human beings. What happens is with this fucking racist shit is that it becomes a blanket term for people. Like they do this on Flagrant 2, right? It's like you can't call something racist if it's not like harming someone, right? It could be racial, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
but like certain acts in which they're intended to harm just because the recipient at the end of it is a different
Yeah.
Has to be maliciously.
Well, yeah. I mean,
not maliciously, because just for self gain,
right.
right?
Okay,
because
right.
there's a lot of shady shit that goes down in real estate that fucks over black people, basically, and you know. It's a very slow process of just, it's almost, I don't know, it's crazy. It's a slow process, like, especially like.
Are you talking about like institutional racism versus like
like
outlandish racism?
Yeah, like there's not really anything malicious about it, but like somebody else is making the money,
Right,
You
right.
know, it's
So it may not
just-
be
it
like
just-
superficially malicious, but it's still malicious in nature.
yeah.
So like on the surface or whatever, like it's like, oh, we're just doing what we've always done, but
Yeah,
what we've
so
always done
like-
is fuck people over. So
Frasier is like over 90% rentals.
right.
So that's the name of the game as far as you want to keep people poor and keep them in the hood.
Yeah.
You don't let them own their property.
Yeah, but the folks don't move to. I think I don't know. I wouldn't want to own property in Fraser.
Well, no.
No, but see, that's the thing is if you're already living there, right? Say you're already living there, you should own your fucking house. Because if you don't, then there's just somebody else owns it and your money is going towards it.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, whatever their
You're
mortgage
paying
is,
someone else's debt down.
You're probably paying.
You're
double what their
buying the
mortgage-
house for them when you rent.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You know what
it's,
I'm-
it's a
Yeah, and that's why if you inherit a house, you don't sell it for $60,000 cash, like, and just get a quick hit. You
No.
rent it out.
Right.
Rent it out, and then you'll make $60,000 over the next 5
4
years.
years.
Dude, that is literally Donald Trump's entire plan. Like that's what he's done. Like in New York City, he did rental buildings forever that he took over from his dad, and then he pushed it out, and I think he ended up like remodeling all of them or whatever, right? And making them like ostentatious or whatever.
yeah.
I want
But that was the
own
idea.
rental
Is that he kicked out
properties,
everyone else that could afford it.
but I don't want to own ridiculous amounts.
What's the number of doors you want?
I mean,
50?
to give me like a sustainable like lifestyle, probably like if I could somehow swing it 20, 20
homes or 20 units?
20 homes.
Okay, I was gonna
Or
say because
20 something like this.
they have those
20
duplexes
Like I would
or
try to,
condos.
like
yeah.
if I could figure out a way to own this whole fucking complex,
Yeah.
I would start buying them up.
Yeah.
Well, so in Midtown, you should actually look around because right now the condos are going like crazy because what's happening is a lot of the buildings are like trying to get renovated and the owners of the buildings are selling each individual units out so they can pay to remodel the buildings.
Yeah.
So it right now is actually a really good opportunity to start buying up condos.
Yeah, but
in
is
Midtown.
Well, you
isn't
gotta have
buying-
cash,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, buying individual condos.
We're talking about like what for like a regular condo, like 120, 200,000, right? Like we're out there in Midtown, 45.
Yeah, but you still.
I mean, yeah, you have to
still-
have it. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
you still
it's
gotta
available.
finance it. Then you gotta have the rehab money financed in with
Yeah.
it. Then it's gotta appraise after rehab to make it worth it.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm looking into doing is like getting one of
Yeah.
those and then rehabbing it and then eventually using that as a rental property so that I
Yeah.
can go move someplace else and use that.
I would
you know?
love to my next move fucking like Airbnb this.
Right, exactly.
Because it's like you got 2 spots, you got a little patio,
Yeah.
you know, like this is perfect for a fucking Airbnb.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And you could do it fucking $200 a night, $150 a night.
yeah.
Folks will pay it.
Like what the fuck?
My
gotta get
sister
out-
lives out in Germantown, and she tried to she put her house up for Airbnb just to like make some extra money. There was someone, I guess it was around the time they were doing all those shoots or whatever for the Bluff City Law thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone that was trying to actually rent her house for 3 months for the entire shoot because it was connected directly to this park or something like that. And they were like, okay, we'll pay you X amount, but we need your house for 3 months. And she was like, no, I want to live in my house for 3 months. You know,
Yeah.
but they had the money; they were ready to pay for it. They were good.
If it was a good amount of money, that would be one of those things I would make it very inconvenient for them.
Yeah,
And then make them pay me a higher amount.
right. They probably would have paid it though.
They
From what
probably
I
would,
understand,
yeah.
that was fucking NBC, man.
But I wouldn't be so hard on it that I wouldn't make any money off of it.
Bro, all you have to do is say the right number before, like, I don't know what the tipping point is, but it's like right before they'd be like, nah,
10
fuck you.
mortgage payments?
Bro, right before they say, fuck you, be like, start inching them up. And then eventually they'd be like, no, it's kind of ridiculous. You know, take that one.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, your negotiation power is just like, you stay with your mom for free. You know?
Yeah, and you pocket that money and then you use that again, like you said, your
Right.
mortgage payment.
Pay down your mortgage.
Yeah.
Dude. 10 months in one fell swoop.
Yeah,
Now you're living fucking at least mentally debt free for at least 10 months. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
yeah, that's the motherfucker, bro.
see, that's the level that I like to
Lose
get on. I'm
3,
tired of
gain
paying rent.
7.
Yeah.
You know, is rent again? Like it's what you're saying. Like when you're paying rent, you're giving money to the mortgage that you don't own. You know,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. And like if you can have a roommate in a fucking house that you own, like my mortgage is pretty fucking cheap
Mhm.
because it's only you know 72,000 and that's a 30-year fucking mortgage. Like it's not that much a month.
Right.
But if you get a roommate, they basically fucking pay it.
Right.
yeah,
So then you're living for I have HOA fees here.
Okay.
right, right.
Damn.
But yeah, no, that's the game. I mean, if you can figure out how to stack up all those again, that's residual income. You're just loading up.
Yeah,
you know?
and if they're paid off, so like if I get this paid off quick and Airbnb it then $150 a night,
Oh, yeah, that's cash.
right.
dude, I would be creaming.
That's cash. That's cash. It's real deal. You need to get one downtown. You get a fucking property downtown, condo downtown.
Yeah, that would be to do Airbnb.
Yeah,
Literally
that would
the cheapest one that I've seen for rent, at least downtown. I know is $1,000 a month.
Yep. My cousin actually has a pretty good rate at Gay Oso place.
Really?
Yeah, she's paying. I don't know what she's paying, but it's less than what I'm paying
Shit,
at my
buy
house.
one of those shotgun houses off of Keel and shit.
Shitty ass.
Right next to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, wait. So there
Next to
is a
St.
little
Jude.
area.
I
That's
used to.
in
I
there. It's
lived
pretty
over
good.
there for a year.
Did you?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it cool? Downtown?
Or no, I lived there for. I had a lease there for a year and a half. I lived there for 4 months because I went broke. 3 months because I went broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't afford fucking rent.
Happens.
And I was splitting it, so I only had to pay $333 a month.
And you still can't figure it
I
out?
couldn't afford it.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
You still can't figure that shit out.
No. I was, dude. It was so like, because I had switched jobs. I was working in the warehouse, and I was used to blowing my money and like having a bunch of money.
Right.
And I was like, I had more money than like everybody else my age, and like because I was working like fuck.
Right.
And I switched jobs, and I had a car note, and I had the rent, and I had that, and it in fucking 3 or 4 months.
Bro, a car note will kill you, bro.
Dude, that's why I've always bought my car with cash. I always.
Well, now
try
I don't
not
have
to-
a car note.
Right.
So
you paid a car note on that down there?
The Bronco.
no, it's paid.
Oh.
I paid a car note to my dad. My dad loaned me the money for it,
Okay.
and I paid him back with interest.
Okay.
And now I own it.
That's more comfortable than paying somebody else.
That's actually what my dad helped me do with my Subaru.
So
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that's fucking awesome.
yeah. But that Jeep, I got out of that Jeep clean, boy. Like, dog. That shit, it fucking just didn't have any oil in it, and I've only had it for a year.
Well, you gotta change.
Wait,
the
you
oil.
ran it without oil?
No,
You gotta
like
change the oil in it.
I know so I changed the oil once or twice, right? Look, shut the fuck up.
You see my eyes getting wide.
Yeah. But you shouldn't. It shouldn't burn up the oil, should it? It should just
Yeah.
have dirty oil.
No, so when it gets dirty, it's all the minerals or whatever are just like thinning out the oil. So you're just
Yeah.
gonna be knocking around.
Yeah.
So eventually-
well, that
eventually you have
happened.
less
I
oil.
put more. It was a 2019. It choked out on me.
Oh, it was 2019 too. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like it
So yeah,
should,
no, it should.
it's
It
no way it
depends
should-
on how long you're driving it as well. It's like 4,000 miles, 5,000 miles, like each time or whatever. Like you change the oil, or like how long did it take for you to change the oil?
Probably. I don't know, dude. Probably like every like 7.
7,000.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to change it between
It had-
4 and 5.
Yeah, it had, and I drive a lot
Yeah.
for my job,
Yeah.
which you do too, probably.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say my last Subaru that I had, actually, I did the exact same thing because I was just being lazy and I didn't want to fucking change the oil, and I was sitting there on the fucking
Yeah,
240 and just starts knocking around, and then all of a sudden I go up to the
It
front of the
seized.
engine and it's got a bit. No, it didn't seize. Like the piston actually popped out of the head. Like it got super hot enough to the point where the metal could like kind of like, I guess it was more malleable. You know what I mean? It could get stretched out or whatever. So when the metal got stretched out, the piston pushed up on it and it knocked the entire thing out of whack.
Damn.
Yeah. So ever since then, I'm like, no, I'm changing my oil every 35 to 4,500 miles. I don't even get
so
to
I
5,000.
did. So it was my fault that I didn't change the oil, but I just don't think that a 2019 should be.
it's no, bro. Oil is literally the blood of your car.
Yeah, literally.
Well, either way, it fucking stalled out on me. I went immediately to AutoZone, got some fucking oil, put like all of it in, and then
Did you buy 1 quart or like
5?
You bought 5 quarts. Okay.
yeah.
What's the size of the engine? Do you know?
I didn't. I mean, I know enough to where I'm not gonna fuck up and.
Okay, I was about to say
Yeah.
you're putting 5.
But it was
litres,
bone
5
dry,
Yeah,
so it
okay.
needed 4 quarts.
Right.
Shit. I don't
And
know if any engine.
so
needs
then
4 quarts.
the next
it's dry,
fucking
though, yeah,
day,
it does.
the
Yeah.
next day I went to fucking CarMax and I was like, I want to trade this car in, and they were like, okay, and then Toyota principal was like, we'll give you $1,000 more than CarMax. So I went to there, I got $1,000 more, and I still had to, get out of it. I was upside down a little bit,
Right.
but I got out of it. Now I don't have a car note.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like,
Yeah.
Fuck.
Right before it fuck you over.
Right.
And they
Bet you won't do that again though.
Yeah, and they check the oil. Like, this is full of oil. It's good. Yeah. that's
Right.
fine.
yeah, yeah.
Like, oil's clean. This guy's a good.
Yeah,
Fresh
last time I sold my car, I literally just replaced the alternator on it, and I was hoping that it would stay together, because it was like the thing was crapping out. I think I had like a bad ECU on it or something like that, and I was like, just work long enough to make the sale. Just work long enough to make the sale.
That'd be that way, man.
You know?
Folks trying to sell lemons.
I mean, I was literally selling a lemon to this guy, though. You know?
yeah,
I mean, it was.
If
it was.
you knew it, then it's not unethical. But
Yeah,
it's a car dealership.
I sold the car that I fucking totaled. on
Right.
that New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I sold that car for like $300.
Oh yeah, my homie just sold his fucking crapped out BMW for fucking $400.
Damn.
And the transmission went out, and he found a transmission like a great price online. Right when he ordered it, it was actually for the
Suzuki.
No, for the hatchback version of his car, not the regular version. Yeah, the 5 Series, whatever. But the hatchback version has like a weird setup on the transmission, so it's a little different. And so when our mechanic was about to put it in, he was like, "Hey man, bad news. You got the right transmission, but for the wrong car."
So you mean to make it the wrong transmission then?
Yeah, it's like if you had a fucking 5 Series wagon, this will slap right in there. You find me a 5 Series wagon, this will work.
Yeah.
See, so I guess he was
Damn.
testing out his
That would
jokes
suck.
on.
Yeah, it's fucking sucks so much. So my homie was like, he sold the, and it was like it took 2 months for him to get an open spot at my mechanic spot. So it was like it was past the return date for the transmission. So he sold his BMW to some enthusiast, right? And he's like, "Hey, I have this fucking 5 Series wagon transmission. It can't fit, but if you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you for the price I got it for." The guy was like, "Hell yeah, I got a wagon."
Okay.
And so he just got a new transmission.
There you go.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Y'all ready to call it a night?
I was about to say, yeah, this kind of sounds like a natural stopping point, you know?
Yeah, let's do it.
Boom.
All right. Well,
John's got some pussy to go get.
go get it. All right. Well, let's
Got
go
some money to go get.
end the currently untitled podcast.